Step 5 is Maggid. Maggid literally means you say the Haggadah. The word Maggid means you tell the story. Maggid from the word V'higada Talavincha, you tell the story on that day. Telling the story. One of the greatest steps in one's journey towards liberation is expanding our horizons through learning and more learning and more learning. They once asked a Jew, what's the difference between ignorance and apathy? And he said, I don't know and I don't care. You see, ignorance breeds apathy. When I don't know, I don't care. When I learn, I challenge myself. I broaden my horizons. One of the great challenges in people's lives is they learn certain information and they remain stuck there. And their entire life just becomes playing out that original wisdom. There's no newness. So there's no creativity. I never learn anything new. I never even allow myself to learn anything new. Even if I could hear something new, I feel compelled to fit it into what I know already or to reject it. So that way I make sure that I don't learn anything new. But the source of growth is Maggid. A person learning, listening to the story, telling the story, going deeper into the story. Wisdom broadens horizons. Horizons are broadened, it stimulates thought. It stimulates emotion. It challenges our psyche. It creates inquisitiveness and curiosity. It challenges us to go out of the status quo, to see things in a new way, in a deeper way, from a new perspective. We say in davening, creation is not a one-time event. Creation is a perpetual event. In other words, every moment brings with it a new message. And if all I have in life is my old message, I'm not in tune with the heartbeat of life that is present and available to me right now at this moment. Often, in relationships especially, people have a fixed story about their spouse, a fixed story about their children. I know who you are. Don't tell me after 20 years that there's something else to discover about my wife, about my husband, about my child. I know you like a book. I know you better than you know yourself. And that, in a funny way, or not in a funny way, in a sad way, sometimes is the greatest obstacle for any growth, for any change. I have a fixed perspective, I have a fixed story, and nothing will take me out of that. But Maggid is the courage to be able to say, I want to explore new things. And the way we start Maggid is, the Gemara brings two opinions, Rav and Shmuel. Do we start with Avodim Hayinu, or do we start with Metchila Oivde Avodah Zara Hayu Aveseinu V'achshav Kervanu Hamakam La'Avedasa? We do both. Do we start the story saying we were slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt and God took us out? Or do we begin the story of Maggid with saying, in the beginning, our forefathers were idolaters, and now God brought us to His work, brought us close to serve Him. Either opinion, we do both. The Mishnah says, Maschil begnus Messiah b'shvach. You begin with disgrace, and then you conclude with praise. Either you begin with a dark experience. We were slaves. Our forefathers were idol worshippers. We begin with that because that is always the process of learning. The process of learning is, I discover that I find myself in a more constrained, in a more limited place, and there's so much more to discover. There's so much more to explore. There's so much more to learn. There's also a beautiful interpretation I saw from one of the Slonim Rebbes. He says, Mitchila oivde avodah zara hayu aveseinu va'achshav kervanu hamakam la'avedasi. Literally is translated, in the beginning, our forefathers were idolaters. Now God brought us close to His service. But there's a deeper interpretation. There are two philosophies in life. One philosophy in life is mitchila. One philosophy in life is achshav. Mitchila means the past. Achshav means now. One philosophy in life is you're always looking at the past. And the present is only a continuation of the past. That is the path of Oivdei Avodah Zarah. Mitchila Oivdei Avodah Zarah hayavisenu. Those who live in the past, this is the path of idolatry. Va'achshav kervanu hamakam la'avedasai. How do you know you're being close to God? If you live in the now, the power of now. You live in the present moment. This is the sign of Kirvanu Hamakam Lavedasai. There's something called now. And because there's something called now, there's always something new to discover. You're never the same person that you were a moment ago, if you can only see it that way. Your spouse is never the same person he was a moment ago, if you can only see it that way. Your child is never the same person he or she was a day ago, if I can only see it that way. But I could only see it that way if I could see it in myself. And when a person always learns new things, they allow themselves to enlarge their perspectives.
Watch the full class at theyeshiva.net.